Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vedic astrology coach Rajat Kapoor and welcome to my channel, The Legit Astrologer. In my channel I make videos on Vedic astrology. I talk about transits and how these transits are going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs. Today this video is about Sun's upcoming transit in the sign of Libra, which is its debilitation sign. So Sun is going debilitated on 17th of October and it is going to stay in the sign of Libra in a debilitated state till 16th of November. In the recent times, I have also made a video on Jupiter's retrograde transit in the sign of Taurus, also Venus's transit in the sign of Scorpio that is available on my channel. So Sun's transit is always very consistent. It stays in a particular sign for around 30 days and Sun in its annual transit is entering the sign of Libra, which is its debilitation sign. This time, Sun is not getting any Nicha Bhanga or cancellation of debility because Venus most of the time will be moving through in the sign of Scorpio, and later for a few days of this transit, this Venus will be in the sign of Sagittarius. So Venus is not making a transit in any of the Kendra houses as far as Kendra from Sun is concerned. Venus is not making a conjunction with Sun. Therefore, it is not getting Nicha Bhanga or cancellation of debility. Now, there is an influence on Sun during this transit, which is a good influence because most of the time, Sun will be forming a yoga with Mercury and Mercury goes pretty strong in the sign of Libra. They will be forming a Buddha Aditya yoga in the natural 7th house or the 7th sign or the sign of Libra till 28th of October. This conjunction is pretty much active. So it is a perfect time to enhance your knowledge as far as business and its related activities are concerned. Marketplace is going to see some sort of turbulence, some sort of massive drastic changes, highs and lows, extreme emotions are going to be there. That is going to be the sentiment as far as the marketplace is concerned, as far as businesses is concerned. But when it comes to learning and upskilling, Sun and Mercury's conjunction, which is a Buddha Aditya yoga in one of the Kendra and natural 7th house, it's quite positive. There could be a certain changes as far as the law and order situation is concerned. There could be certain breakthrough decisions as far as legal matters are concerned or law is concerned. So we could see some breakthrough changes in many of the countries as far as these developments are concerned. Sun will also come under the aspect of Mars. Mars is going to enter the sign of Cancer where it goes debilitated on 20th of October, and this is when Mars will be aspecting the Sun by its 4th aspect for the remainder of this transit till 16th of November. 4th aspect of Mars is all about protection. So this is one window where Sun is being protected, but that doesn't mean it is coming out of debility. It is still under debility. And remember, this Mars is also debilitated. So we will have two planets getting debilitated later in the month of October. It is quite a complex month with all these energies. So as far as your resources are concerned, as far as energy is concerned, we will have to put in a lot more efforts. We say that when Sun goes in the sign of Libra, it is debilitated. The Devatas are sleeping. It is the time for them to sleep for the next few months, and this is the time when it will require you to put in extra efforts for anything that you do, because resources at a general sense would not be favorable. Consistency is the key. This is what Sun demands. Now, on a brighter side, when Sun goes in the sign of Libra and this kind of a conjunction and yogas the Sun is forming around this time, the ego is fallen. So it is a fallen ego. There is a lot of humbleness. There is humility in leadership. So keep the egos aside. Okay, it's good to have self-esteem, but if this ego gets into your head, that could be detrimental to your overall well-being, and that could hinder your relationship with other people. That could lead to a lot of conflicts as far as other people are concerned. Be consistent in what you do. This is the message that Sun gives while it is making a transit in the sign of Libra. This is the consistency test for everyone. So if you were to have a routine in life, if you rise up early, make sure you continue to do that. Avoid any kind of lethargic situation all this while. So there could also be some sort of leadership conflict, very intense leadership conflict that we could witness during this time, which would require more effort. So there could be some turmoil, there could be people who are at leadership or authoritative position would face the heat of people, would face the heat of the public, would face an extremely challenging situation during this time. Some of the prominent leaders in the world could be suffering over the next couple of months. So we need to watch this space for that. Let's hope that peace prevails. Let's hope that everything is good towards the end. But the situation is a bit concerning. Sun will be moving through Chitra Nakshatra till 23rd of October. And during this time, wherever the sign of Capricorn falls in your chart is likely to demonstrate positive results, because this is where Mars or Mangal, who rules the nakshatra of Chitra, gets exalted. On 23rd of October, Sun will move through Swati Nakshatra, which is ruled by Rahu. And during this time, wherever the sign of Taurus falls in your chart is likely to demonstrate positive results. You can expect some resources related to matters of this house. And thereafter, on 6th of November, Sun will enter Vishakha Nakshatra. And this is the time from 6th till 16th of November, wherever the sign of Cancer falls in your chart, could demonstrate some sort of positive results, because this is where Jupiter, the ruler of Vishakha, gets exalted. Sun, by its nakshatra based transit in the sign of Libra, in spite of getting debilitated, is activating the 5th cycle for us. What does this mean? 5th cycle is all about future. It is all about progress, love, abundance, children, all kinds of affection that is there. Okay, so this is the time to listen to others. This is the time to keep the ego aside and channelize your love and romantic energies to ensure that you foster relationship. It is the time to express yourself. This is what 5th cycle indicates. Sun will be aspecting the sign of Aries by its 7th aspect. Sun desires transformation of yourself. Sun desires you to be consistent in anything that you do around this time. This is always a testing time. This is a kind of transit wherein you would need certain efforts. It is a wake-up call for you to bring in consistency back in your life and avoid any kind of lethargic situation in case you want to make the most of this transit. Now, who's going to have the maximum impact? If you have any prominent planets in the sign of Libra, Aries, you are definitely going to have an impact of this transit if you're going through any dasha antardasha of these planets or grahas. In case you're going through a dasha antardasha of Sun, Surya, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. Therefore, I suspect that a large number of people are likely to be impacted by this transit. Once again, this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate consistency, hold on to your resources, practice humility, and keep that ego aside. Kick the ego out of the park. Otherwise, you will be forced to do it. You will face a lot of opposition. So, respect people, and that is how you will earn their respect as well. Let us now talk about how Sun's transit in the sign of Libra, its debilitated sign, is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. At a physical level, you must read this transit from your ascendant sign. At a mental level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Starting with Aries ascendants, what's happening with Aries ascendants as far as Sun's transit in the sign of Libra is concerned? For you, Sun becomes the 5th lord. It is one of the most important planet because it rules mantras in your chart. All the mantra based remedy is ruled by Sun. Whether it will work for you or not is dependent on the natal placement of your Sun, even if that is favorable in your chart. This house represents progress, your future, children, positional success. We also see corruption from this house. We see creativity. We see love and affection from this house because this is an unconditional love, because we see children from this house, your deeds from the previous life and how it will manifest for your future. This Sun is making a transit in the 7th house. It is forming a yoga in transit, but at the same time, Sun in the 7th house is not considered very auspicious. Now, it is a debilitated Sun in transit, and moreover, it is in the western direction. This is where Sun would set, and Sun doesn't like to set. It likes to rise. It likes to give a lot of energy, it likes to shine bright. So there is lack of brightness, there is lack of light during this time. So from a placement point of view, it is a bit challenging, but at the same time, it is an opportunity for you to fix your relationship. There is a strange relationship karma that you're going to experience because Sun is here, Mercury is in your 7th house, and both of them will be aspected by Mars or Mangal. Mars is 4th aspect. So this house is being protected. You need to protect your relationship, you need to mend these ties, you need to bring a sense of loyalty and confidence in your partnership or your relationship. There could be some key business decisions that you could take during this time because Sun represents initiation. So in case you have a well-disposed Sun or a well-disposed Mars in your chart, you can start a new business or a new line of work or a new interesting project where other people are involved. You're likely to get some support from people who have authority during this time because the egos are going to be down. So when the egos are fallen, you're likely to have support. So in case you've been facing authority issues, now is the time when these issues are going to come down and you will get some support. This Sun is aspecting your ascendant by its 7th aspect of desire. Now one thing what it's doing is it is creating a blind scenario, it is blinding you. Now at the same time you need to understand that your vision should be very much clear in terms of where you were to go and what you were to achieve in life. This Sun desires personal transformation. It desires you to be consistent in everything and anything that you are doing in today's time. Practice consistency, practice humility in your leadership. So, I mean, you could work on this as a skill. It will help you have exceptional leadership skills and that you can practice in your day-to-day life. Sun is the Tej. When it is aspecting your ascendant, it wants you to focus on your vitality, on your immunity. It wants you to bring in a lifestyle change, focus a lot on your lifestyle. Otherwise, you could have health issues during this time. So that you need to take care of, and I wish you the very best and may you have a blessed transit of Sun. Now let's talk about Taurus ascendants. For Taurus ascendants, Sun is the 4th lord, the lord of happiness, your comfort space, Sukhesha, mother, your homeland, those places where you feel most comfortable. We also see vehicles from this house, we see land, real estate, where you live, the assets that you own from this house. What you construct is also seen from this house. This is your safe space. This Sun is making a transit in the 6th house of daily routines, debts and diseases, your competition, your enemies, your opposition, whatever you do on a day-to-day basis. Your job is also seen from the 6th house. We also see intelligence from it. We see growth from this house. So from a growth point of view, it is quite an auspicious transit for you in spite of Sun being debilitated, because when it goes debilitated in the 6th house, it by default gives it a Neecha Bhanga Yoga. So this Sun is coming out, or it's being forced out of debility, it is being pushed out of debility. Sun is more of a neutral planet for you. But this Surya, being a Krura Graha, and because of its Krura nature, which is a very authoritative and an egoistic nature, and someone who controls, who likes to control, who likes to govern, who likes to rule, that is why it is called Krura, because it will not forgive. It is the king, and king never forgives. And that is the time when it acts as a natural malefic. This is the reason because of that. And this Sun, being a natural malefic, it does very well in Upachaya Bhavas, and 6th house is one of the Upachaya Bhavas which indicate growth. From that aspect, it's a progressive transit, it is getting Neecha Bhanga. Your daily routine needs consistency. So anything that you do, it requires consistency. So if you rise up early, make sure you do that every day. You need to eat on time, you need to sleep on time. You need to have a very good routine as far as your daily life is concerned. It is going to help you channelize these energies. It is going to help you make good decisions as far as this phase is concerned. This Sun is aspecting your 12th house by its 7th aspect. It wants you to donate to those who need, and in return you will get support as far as resources are concerned. So please make donations during this time, donations to hospital, donations to people who need, those who are poor, or those who have health issues particularly. If you help them in the best of your capacity, you will have a blessed transit, and for this I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Gemini ascendants. What's happening with Gemini ascendants as far as Sun's transit in the sign of Libra is concerned? For Gemini, Sun becomes the ruler of the third house, the house of valor, courage, your younger siblings, the kind of efforts that you put, your communication, your right hand. Any change is seen by the third house. Short journeys or start of a journey is seen from the third house. This Sun is making a transit in its debilitated sign in Libra in your 5th house, and it is aspecting your 11th house. Third Lord making a transit in the 5th house. Change is getting started as far as your future is concerned. So you could expect a change, either a shift of residence, change of work, or some sort of new initiation, or a karma related to children, some sort of progress related to your children and related to your future. This is something you could expect during this time. In spite of Sun being debilitated, this house is such where Sun feels very comfortable, because this is the Rajya Bhava and Sun likes to rule. This is the house naturally that Sun rules. So it's a very comfortable space for Sun. Now the ego is fallen. So you need to keep your ego aside, because this could corrupt your mind during this time. You need to take the right decisions. You need to be true to your path. Make sure that you continue to build your ethos around ethics and integrity. Follow the path of integrity. Do not go for any shortcuts. Do not make such decisions that could be detrimental to your overall well-being. Avoid any kind of corruption during this time. Otherwise, it could have severe consequences. Though both Sun and Mercury are forming a Buddha Aditya Yoga, anything that you learn, you are going to prosper. You are going to apply at your workplace, and this could be quite good for you. The Sun is aspecting your 11th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So as far as gains are concerned, income is concerned, there are resources that are favorable, that are in your support. So you need to channelize those resources and get as much support as you can. As far as Sun's signification is concerned, change is coming. This is a positive change, depending on how you embrace this change and how you channelize your energies. Practice consistency. Worship Lord Shiva during this time. Use any mantras related to Lord Shiva, or you could use mantras related to Lord Ram during this time. Worship him or worship Lord Hanuman. You can have benefits because 5th house is your mantra bhavas. So any mantras that you use, you will have a positive start, you will have a positive initiation, and for that I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Cancer ascendants. For Cancer ascendants, Sun becomes the ruler of the 2nd house, the lord of wealth, your Kutumbha Bhava. We see family from this house. Why we see family from this house? Because this is the storage space. This is the house where we share our resources and what we own with others. And the first people to share what we have is our family. That is why it is known as Kutumbha Bhava. We also see speech and also what you consume, what you eat from this house. This Sun is making a transit in your 4th house. 4th house of happiness, your comfort space, your home, mother, your homeland, those places or people with whom you are most comfortable. Now this is not a very good placement for Sun, because 10th house is where Sun gains directional strength or is Digbali. This is opposite to the 10th house, therefore it is losing direction. Now it's a double whammy kind of situation, because one, Sun is debilitated in the 4th house. Secondly, it is losing direction. So you will have to put 10 times more effort to bring consistency in life. You will feel low on energy. You might feel lethargic as well, but don't let these energies overpower you. What you need to do during this time is to exercise each and every day. Start your day, the first 1 hour of your day, you should do 2 things. 1, do some meditation, and 2, exercise to channelize these energies appropriately. Because see, your 4th house is pretty active, and this is the primary moksha bhava. You need to build mindfulness during this time. This is how you will get support as far as resources are concerned. otherwise it could be very challenging for you, otherwise it could put you in an extremely uncomfortable position. Take care of your mother's health, try to build relationship with your mother. In case you've been looking forward to moving outside of your homeland or your country, this time period over the next couple of months could be favorable for you to make this move, because there are shifting energies that are there during this time, and these energies are all about making a move outside of your homeland to a far off place. This Sun is aspecting your 10th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Sun desires consistency at your workplace. Two things you need to do. One is declutter your house, make sure you clean it and be consistent about it. Secondly, make sure that your office space is also decluttered, it is organized, and you have positive vibes. You have light coming in at your workplace. Wherever you work, if it is well lit during this time, you will have minimal issues. If there is sunlight coming in, all the more better. Now, from a basic Vastu point of view, sunlight is most important for anything that you do, because this is where you get energies from, and this is how you will be able to channelize most of these energies, and for that I wish you the very best. Now it's time for Leo Ascendants. For Leo Ascendants, Sun is an important planet because it's your Lagna Lord, it's your Lord of the Ascendant. Now I always say we should never sit in front of Leo Ascendant across the table, because there is only one head of the table, you get blinded, sit on the side. This is more on a lighter note. Now Sun is your Lagna Lord, it is making a transit in your 3rd house. It is the ruler of yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are, your physical as well as mental strength, and this is where your intelligence is seen from. This Sun is making a transit in your 3rd house of change, growth. It is one of the Upachaya Bhavas. So from a growth point of view, it is quite a good transit. Sun being a natural Krura Graha and a malefic Graha, from a natural point of view, it does very well in this house. This is one of the idealistic placement of Surya or Sun, which is the Upachaya Bhavas. 3, 6, 10 and 11 are considered very good. Now this Sun is bringing change in yourself, in your overall lifestyle, in your habits. It demands consistency in anything that you do, because 3rd house we see communication from. You are going to bring in a command and a sense of authority in your communication, because you have a Sun and Mercury conjunction. So your communication will be clear, plus you will have certain sense of authority. Make sure that you keep your ego aside and use these energies wisely and judiciously. Do not let this ego get over your head, because this could lead to some sort of conflict situations. Make sure that you have cordial relationship with your younger siblings during this time. While Sun and Mercury are forming a yoga in your 3rd house, it is a perfect time to write or do journaling and be consistent. See, anything that you pick up during this time, the key is in consistency, that you do it each and every day, even if you're spending 5 to 10 minutes. This is a kind of cheat code for you. This is how you will be able to channelize the energies of both Sun as well as Mercury during this time. Take charge in your own hands, and this is where we see hands from the 3rd house as well. So it is time for you to take charge of your own energy, your own vitality and your own decisions. This Sun is aspecting your 9th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Sun wants you to protect your dharma, and that is how fortune will favor you. There could be some karma related to your father. Take care of your father's health. Make sure you are in touch with them. Have cordial relationship with your father. You also might need Guru Upadesha during this time, someone who is senior to you, someone who is aged, someone who you look up to. This could be a person with authority or command, and any lesson or a message that you get from this person could be good for you to make some gains. That is how it will support you in your transformational journey. 3-9 axis is active, your Lagna Lord is involved, your 2nd and 11th Lord is involved, and this is how, and they will be aspected by Mars as well, which is your 4th and 9th Lord, and that is something which indicates start of a new journey or a new line of work. You could travel as well or go on a spiritual journey. This could be very good for you. This will bring a sense of reflection and rejuvenation in your life, and for that I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Virgo Ascendants. For Virgo Ascendants, Sun is the 12th Lord. the lord of losses, expenditure, your higher self-consciousness. 12th house also represents unlimited potential. It is our ability to give. We see a good night's sleep or bed comforts from this house. This sun is making a transit in the second house of accumulated wealth, your family, your speech, what you eat, what you consume, and at the same time what you store. This is all about storage and consumption. This sun is your 12th lord making a transit in the second house. So your Vyayesh, the lord of expenditure, is going in the house of wealth. So there is definite increase as far as your expenditure is concerned. But there is a connection. When your expenses increase, your income should increase. So this is an opportunity for you to create a secondary source of income. You could initiate that. You could start something new, something that you've been thinking of doing. Now is the time to start. You might need to put 5 times more effort in doing so, but this situation could be favorable for you. Sun demands focus, loyalty and support towards your family, and a lot of communication towards your family. The communication needs to be pretty much consistent. You have to be in touch with your folks. Avoid any kind of authority in your speech or aggressiveness in your speech, to be precise, because you could have fiery energies as far as your Vani or speech is concerned. So be very careful while you're talking to other people, because this could really make someone feel very offensive or feel very bad, because your ego could reflect in your speech. So take care of it. Think before you speak. Practice humility. Another very simple remedy for the next 1 month for you is drink at least 4 to 5 liters of water each and every day, because there is fire and earth energies, and Mars, another fiery planet, is aspecting this house, is aspecting your sun. So the fire rises. You need to balance these energies, and for that you need to stay hydrated and think before you speak. These are the only tips which I have for you, and for that I wish you the very best. Now let us talk about Libra ascendants and what's happening with Libra ascendants as far as Sun's transit in the sign of Libra is concerned. Please welcome Bhagavan Surya, Lord Sun, in your ascendant. This is the time that you get only once every year. So one thing that you must do during the entire month is worship Lord Shiva. When Sun makes a transit in the ascendant, I always advise individuals to maximize and channelize these energies, worship Lord Shiva. Sun is your 11th Lord, the Lord of gains, also bigger enemies, your obstacles in life, and gains and material comforts of all kind, your friends, your wider social network, your ability to influence, rewards, recognition, incentives are seen from this house. This Sun is making a transit in your ascendant. Please welcome Surya. Sun is considered to be the Karaka or the significator of the first house, because Sun is the Karaka of the soul. So at the soul level, it's a positive transit. It is an opportunity that you get once every year. In spite of Sun being debilitated, it is a good placement for Sun. At least Sun is in a good dignity. It is also eastern direction. So you have an opportunity to channelize these energies. See, you have energies of Mercury and Sun in your ascendant during this time. So your personality would reflect authority and someone who is a good communicator. So that's the mix. They will be also aspected by Mars. So this channelizing the energies and bringing more fire to it could really make you a better person. This is a time for transformation. This is a time to be very conscious of who you are and how you would like to present yourself in front of others, because you could come across as a leader. This time period is for you to build your leadership and management potential, because Sun is leadership, Mercury is management. Both of them are coming together in your ascendant. You need to make the most of this time. This Sun is aspecting your 7th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Sun desires loyalty and consistency in your relationship. So anything that you do, be consistent about it, right? You need to protect your relationship. You need to bring a sense of communication and try to spend as much time as you can with your partner. Your partner could really support or go out of the way to help you during this time. So make sure that you listen to them. These are the simple remedies for you, and for that I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Scorpio Ascendants. For Scorpio Ascendants, Sun is an important planet because it's your 10th lord, it's your Karmesha, the lord of profession, your work, action in the society, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. How do you survive and sustain yourself and your loved ones in this world? It is all about work. This Sun is making a transit in your 12th house of expenditure, losses, also your higher self-consciousness, your self-esteem, your self-awareness. This is the house where you donate, you give it away, you lose things and you care very less. We also see spirituality or moksha from this house because this is one of the moksha bhavas. Sun attains Maran Karaka position in the 12th house. Therefore, it is not the most comfortable position for Sun because when it goes Maran Karak, it is losing its significance. So, it is a double whammy for you. Sun is debilitated, it is Maran Karaka. Being in 12th house in a debilitated state, it cancels the debility to some extent, but being Maran Karak, it is losing its significance, which is affecting on consistency, resources, initiation, starting something new, your immunity, vitality, and of course who you are. Okay, so these are some of the things which you have to take care of. Work needs to be the focus of the hour because there could be some unpleasant change as far as your workplace is concerned. You could lack support from your leader. So make sure that you reach out to right people who could help you during this time because you would need some guidance, you would need some help. Let this time pass. See, it's a short window before you welcome Sun in your ascendant. You need to understand that as a Scorpio ascendant, you're going through a lot of energies during this time. There are energies of Venus, which is again positive in your Lagna, but your ascendant is being aspected by Jupiter, which is retrograde in your 7th house, Saturn, which is also retrograde, and then Sun and Mercury are in your 12th house during this time. So these are very complex energies as far as it could make you restless. So make sure that you're focusing on getting a good night's sleep because your sleep could get disruptive during this time. Your sleep could get disrupted during this time. This is something which you have to take care of and make sure you get proper sleep so you are energized all through the day. This Sun is aspecting your 6th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Sun wants to bring in consistency. This is what it desires in your daily life. Whatever you do on a day-to-day basis, be consistent about it. Declutter. Give away those things that you don't need. Donate to those who need. 12th house energies. Donate to hospitals. Do any charity to the best of your capacity and the best of your ability, even if it is little bit. Okay, respect elder people. Okay, keep your ego aside because you will not be egoistic during this time. You will be very grounded, you will be very humble. Take it easy, go on a spiritual journey, practice mindfulness, practice yoga during this time. This could be an ultimate remedy for you. Do Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. This is really a game changer remedy for you over the next 1 month, which could bring in a lot of mindfulness and it will make you mentally and physically strong to counter any obstacles in your life. And for that, I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Sagittarius Ascendants and what's happening with Sagittarius Ascendants as far as Sun's transit in the sign of Libra, which is its debilitated state, is concerned. Sun is your 9th lord. It's your Bhagyesha. It rules fortune, your father figure, long journeys, spirituality, higher knowledge. This is where we see dharma from. And this Sun is making a transit in your 11th house of gains, material comfort, material success, your convenience, your purpose in life, because we see fulfillment from the 11th house. We also see enemies from the 11th house. Now, I've always made a stand that any planet, particularly if it's a natural malefic and Sun's a Krura Graha, if it makes a transit or is placed in the 11th house, this is one of the very good placements for Sun and also a very good transit for Sun in spite of being debilitated, because this is your Bhagyesha. You would need more efforts to protect your dharma during this time, to increase your devotion towards the Almighty. You will have to take conscious steps, otherwise you can deviate from your path. So don't let yourself deviate from this path that you have chosen and that you have built over the last many months or many years. hold this very strongly. Gains are inevitable, and that is quite likely during this time. You could expect a gain in your income, a rise in your income. There could be rise in expenditure as well, but this will come with the rise of income during this time. So, if in case you've been looking forward to getting an increment or a promotion, elevation, this could be a potentially favorable time. Worship Lord Surya, offer water to the sun first thing in the morning, you will be blessed. Use mantras related to Surya or Lord Ram, or you could also read Aditya Hridaya Stotam to get a lot of energies, because this sun is aspecting your 5th house by its 7th aspect, and we see mantras from the 5th house and those mantras that work, and sun is your Bhagyesha. So, from that aspect, it desires you to bring in consistency in your future. Your future, you will be consistent if you start practicing it today. Conscious practice of your daily habits and daily routines and what you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay, and this will help you form very good habits as far as your future is concerned. This will make you a better professional. This will make your status increase as well, right? One thing that you have to be mindful of is your relationship with your friends, because there could be some ego issues that you might develop with your friends. So that is something which you have to take care of. And overall, I wish you the very best during this transit, and may you have a good transit of sun. Let us now talk about Capricorn ascendants. For Capricorn ascendants, sun is the 8th lord. It's more of a neutral planet for you. It also shares enmity with your Lagna lord Saturn. It rules transformation for you, longevity, Ayush, those things or places which are hidden in nature, sudden changes, sudden ups and downs in life. And this sun is making a transit in the 10th house in its debilitation state. Now, 10th house, sun gains directional strength, or it is Digbali. So, there are blessings of Devata during this time. There are blessings of Lord Ram, the primary deity associated to Surya. Also blessings of Surya Devata during this time. Make sure that the first thing that you do in morning when you have bath is to offer water to the sun. Rise with the sun or rise before the sunrise during this transit. This is how you are channelizing and ensuring that sun continues to be strong for you. Otherwise, it could become challenging as far as workplace scenario is concerned. You could develop some authority issues. You could get some unnecessary or irrelevant work that could create a bit of discomfort in your life. So, you need to channelize these energies of Surya in order to ensure that there are consistencies, because workplace change is inevitable. You could get some new project, whether it is of your interest or not, that depends on your ongoing dasha, antardasha, whether it will let you grow or not. But this growth is in your hands. If you focus and move on the path of sun, which is ensuring that you have resources and you use those resources wisely, bring in consistency in anything that you do. Okay, start on time, finish on time, and be very diligent about documentation during this time. So, any documentation you have to be very careful if it is related to your workplace. Otherwise, you could have some issues because of lack of documentation or poor quality of documentation. So, make sure that you leverage your communication there and your thinking as well. This sun is aspecting your 4th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Sun desires comfort. Sun desires you to focus your energy and attention in mindfulness, in practicing yoga, sadhana, in building relationship with your mother. Mother's health could be a bit of concern, so you have to take care of it during this time. And overall, I wish you the very best, and may you have a progressive transit of sun. Let us now talk about Aquarius ascendants. For Aquarius ascendants, sun is more of a neutral planet because it rules the Kendra house, but it shares enmity with your Lagna lord Saturn. They are dire enemies. It is Saturn's father, but at the same time they don't like each other. Though Saturn has a great hatred for Sun, but Sun on the other side does not absolutely hate Saturn, but he dislikes Saturn because of different qualities. It's your 7th lord, the lord of partnership, marriage, those people who are opposite to you, your outer world of people, things and event, business partnerships, agreement, contracts, all of these things we see from the 7th house. This sun is making a transit in your 9th house of Bhagya, fortune, father or father figure, your guru, higher learning, spirituality, long distance journeys to far off places is seen from the ninth house. Sun is one of the significator or karaka for the ninth house. So from that aspect, it is an auspicious transit, it is an auspicious placement in spite of this sun being debilitated, because this is being supported by your fifth lord Mercury during this time. So Sun and Mercury are forming a Budh Aditya Yoga. Higher learning, that is the key. See, any course that you take up during this time, anything that you learn during this time is going to have long lasting impact. So this is the kind of opportunity which you're getting. Maybe for the next 1 year, you might not see a Sun Mercury conjunction in your ninth house. So this is an opportunity for you to make the most of it. Go on a spiritual journey, go on a long distance journey. This could bring in a lot of rejuvenation, reflection, and it will recharge you for good. You need to protect your dharma because you could lack focus. So make sure that you consistent with your prayers. Any prayers that you have started, you need to ensure that you do that each and every day. Rise with the sun or rise before the sun if it is making a transit in the ninth house or if it is placed in the ninth house. I always give one short advice to people: ninth house sun, 10th house sun. If you don't want to weaken it, rise with the sun or rise before the sunrise. At least be consistent of your time that you wake up and when you start your day. You will see brilliant magical results in your life. This is how you channelize. This sun is aspecting your third house by its seventh aspect of desire. Sun desires change. It desires you to use your resources, use more efforts, put in more efforts. So therefore, because sun is debilitated, you would want to put more efforts. You will be forced to put more efforts in anything that you do to fix your routine. But this is a start of a journey. Change is inevitable, but this change could be good for you considering if your dasha antardasha is supportive during this time. Okay, take some advice of your mentor or a guru or someone who you trust. This could be a good advice for you. Write a journal. Write about those things which you're grateful about, which you are thankful about, which you're happy of, and those kind of things which make you feel get a sense of satisfaction or a sense of comfort in life. So be grateful about things and start journaling. And overall, I wish you the very best for this transit. Let us now talk about Pisces ascendants. For Pisces ascendants, for Pisces, Sun is your sixth lord and it is making a transit in the 8th house. So this is a Viparita Yoga in transit. Your 6th house lord is making a transit in the 8th house. 6th house of daily routines, deaths and diseases, your things that you do on a day-to-day basis, your loans, competition, those people who are opposite to you, your enemy. This is opposition. Okay, so we see enemies from this house. We also see your job from this house. The ability to declutter. We see healing from the 6th house. And this sun is making a transit in the 8th house of longevity. Sudden ups and downs. Things or events that could be of sudden nature. Big transformation, sudden changes, rise and fall. And we also see occult, research related subjects. Jyotish is also seen from the 8th house. Okay. Now this sun is your 6th lord, making a transit in the 8th house, creating a Viparita Yoga situation or things could go adverse. Eventually you will rise with the power of sun, with the authority of sun, but this could create a bit of discomfort because you have a Budh Aditya Yoga in your 8th house. Both Mercury and sun are conjoined in your 8th house. So there could be lack of comfort during this time. You might not feel a lot of comfort as far as your life is concerned. So if you're stepping out of your comfort zone by your own will, be ready for this change. Be ready for suddenness over the next few days. So there could be a sudden decision, sudden change, which could disrupt your comfort level. Relationship will also be the focus of the hour. You need to build prosperity in your relationship. You need to build communication. You need to strengthen this communication in your relationship and a sense of loyalty. This is the kind of test which is there for you for the next 1 month. This sun is aspecting your 2nd house by its 7th aspect of desire. Sun wants you to initiate a secondary source of income, care and compassion towards your family. and a change in your eating habits. So this is the kind of transformation which you can go through during this time. So in case you change your eating habits by your own will, it is going to be good for you. Do not get into a situation wherein you are forced to do something because of certain health concerns in order to put your health back on track. Do not let that situation happen, and be proactive with your decisions related to eating, and that is the ultimate remedy for you. Be careful of your speech, because you could develop aggressiveness in your speech, fiery speech. So make sure that you are soft spoken, practice humility, be kind to others, be soft to others consciously. And this is also one of the remedy for you. Overall, I wish you the very best, and may you have a blessed transit of Sun. So this was about Sun's debilitated transit in the sign of Libra. I hope and believe Sun's transit helps us put our egos aside, practice humility, respect one another, and create a sense of balance in our life, and have a strong purpose with determination, with a very clear goal as far as the future is concerned. Thank you very much. God bless you all.